Hello friends, and welcome to your May 2022 Taroscopes with me, Intuitive Rene. It's always such an honor and a privilege to be here, and I hope you enjoy the content that is coming your way. So what are Taroscopes? What are the monthly Taroscopes, you may be asking? So it is 12 individual readings that are done using the same format, using the same structure, but obviously the reading itself is different, and I do one recording or one reading per sign of the zodiac. And basically, the idea behind these is to give you a little bit of guidance, a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of motivation for the month in question. In this particular case, May 2022. So normally, well, for the last couple of months, I've actually stuck with the same format and done the same kind of reading month for each of the months. But this month, I decided to change it up a little bit. So it is a little bit different from the normal, from the usual. And we're doing a 9-card reading, which is quite a detailed reading. I'm sort of looking at, we get the kind of theme for the month. We look at what you should be avoiding, what you should be embracing, what you need to be watching out for, what action you need to take on something. And then obviously we get a little bit of guidance from Spirit thrown in as well. So there is a lot of information. And obviously the readings are quite broad and quite, I'm almost going to say non-specific, but it's done so that you can apply it to your life regardless of what it is that you're going through. There are, I have to say though, in some of the readings, it does get quite specific as to what you can expect, what you need to do, what you need to watch out for, etc. But they are a lot of fun. And the idea behind them is to just to give you a bit of inspiration, to give you a bit of motivation, and just to help you navigate the month, yourself, your situations, and your circumstances. But it's really to help you be the best version of yourself that you can be. So the videos are put into a private or separate playlist on YouTube so that you can access them whenever you need to. And I do set the intention that it's done for your sun sign, your astrological sun sign, your moon sign, or even your rising sign. So if you know a little bit about your own astrology and you're curious about, on an emotional level, how are you going to be, then you would look at your moon sign, for example. Or if you just want to look up your family members or your children or your partner or whoever it is, you can. You have access to all 12 of the videos. So there will be a May 2022 playlist that you can access and that you can have a look at. And in the description of this particular video, I will have links to the others as well. So you could just, once you've watched yours, you can just open up the description at the bottom and you can go and access all the other zodiac signs as well. And the tarot cards that I'm working with this month, I say tarot cards, but I mean the cards that I'm working with this month is the Tarot of Mystical Moments and I've only got the lid of the box here, difficult to hold, and the Oracle of Mystical Moments. So they do work together, and they work together so well. So this is the pairing that I've chosen to use for our May 2022 forecast readings. So friends, these readings are free. There is absolutely no cost to you at all to access these readings. In exchange, all I ask is for you, if you enjoy the video, to give it a thumbs up. And if it speaks to your heart and soul, just leave me a little comment below. It's always so valued and appreciated. And if you haven't already done so, please do consider subscribing to my channel. So you get, on my channel, we do week ahead readings every Sunday. They are released for the week ahead. And then once a week on a Thursday, I have changed it from Fridays to Thursdays. So once a week on a Thursday, you will have some kind of inspirational content, whether it be a pick a card reading, whether it be taroscopes, whether it be whatever it is that comes to me. Occasionally there may be a little bit of a walkthrough of a new tarot deck that I've got, or anything that comes to mind. And I love your support. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I'm going to stop babbling, because you're not here to listen to me, you're here to get your insight into the month of May 2022. So we're gonna, this portion of the video that I'm recording right now, that you're listening to right now, is the same for all signs. So I'm recording one intro, which I stick in front of each of the 12 individual readings. So if you do go to watch another reading, it's like, oh, why is she saying the same things? It's because it's the same video. So, so as soon as I stop talking at this point, it'll go straight into the particular zodiac that you are watching, and then you will get your specific reading. I do hope that you enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your love and support. And I look forward to connecting with you shortly. Libra, let's get into your reading and let's have a look and see what the month of May has in store for you. So Libra, the first thing I'm going to say to you is I am going to do a nice shuffle and lay out all the cards before I start with the reading. So if you're not the kind of person who enjoys watching the shuffling and the laying out of cards, please do feel free to fast forward past. If you're not sure how to fast forward, if you're on a computer, press the L on your keyboard and it'll jump you forward for 10 seconds or so. And if you're on your phone or a tablet, just double tap the screen on the right hand side and it will jump you ahead. So once I have laid out all the cards, only then will I start the reading. And this is still the tarot deck that I'm shuffling at the moment, and then I will do the oracle deck as well. And only once all 10 cards are on the table will we start with the reading. So Libra, we're looking at May 2022. Gosh, it's crazy to think we're looking at May already. I'm just going to do one more shuffle. So we're looking at all Libra energies for the month of May, what to expect, what to look out for, what's going to happen, what you need to be focusing on, and what you don't need to be focusing on for the month of May 2022 for all Libra energies. Right, I'm happy with the shuffling there. Let's cut the deck over there and let's lay out the cards. I'm leaving a space to put the oracle in, and we just always try and be neat, but it never works out that way. Okay, we've got 4 cards there, and we're going to put 5 cards on the bottom row. See what I mean? I can't even put cards down in a straight line. Right, here is the oracle, tiny little thin oracle deck. Let's give it a shuffle. I'm just looking for a single card from the oracle deck that's going to give us our theme for the month ahead. So theme for Libra energies in the month of May 2022. Whoops. Let's see. Whoops. Gosh, I'm shuffling so badly. Put all the cards together. Okay. There we go. Right, let's tidy up the screen, or the table I should say, because clearly I have forgotten how to lay out cards. There we go, they all fit. Right, so Libra, we're going to start off looking at this card over there, because that's the card that's going to tell us how you're coming into the month of May. So as we, the time of recording this video is not quite May yet, but how do you enter into the month of May? What is the energy around you that you're bringing into the month of May? So Libra, May starts off with you feeling on top of the world. I love that. Feeling on top of the world. We've got the Queen of Swords. So there she sits on top of a hot air balloon, so she literally is, here is the top of a tall tree. So she's higher than everything. She's right up there with the birds, and she's got her telescope and she's looking out into the future. She's looking ahead of herself and she wants to see what's coming up. She wants to know everything. She wants all the information before she decides to progress on her journey. But she really is, she's full of sass. I have to say that to you. Queen of Swords, she's full of sass. So you're coming into the month actually feeling quite confident. You're looking to see what's ahead. You're looking to see what's coming up for you. So you're not taking any chances. You're not taking anything, at face value. You're sort of doing your own work, doing your own investigations. You're sort of making your own decisions. And I think that's the big thing here, is that you're coming into the month feeling super confident. You're not taking anything for granted. You're not taking any chances. You've got a plan, you've got a strategy, and you know how to execute it, and that's where your focus is. So that, to start off the month of May, I think is actually quite good. So Libra, we're now going to have a look at the oracle, and we're going to look at the tarot. These two together are going to give you the theme for the month ahead. So let's have a look and see what the oracle gives you for the theme for the month ahead. And we have got pure nature. So it's card number 7, pure nature. There's quite a few things that sort of, really grab me about this particular card. First of all, now this young girl, this young woman, this young lady. She is the flower. The flower is her. The flower is talking about, and when we look at pure nature, we're talking about the cycles, the changes and the cycles that a woman goes through during her life. And it talks about recognizing the beauty and the magnificence of our natural cycles that we go through, but recognizing the delicacy. That's what the flower represents, the delicacy of our nature, of our emotions, of who we are. And even though you're quite sassy, even though you're quite confident and full of yourself, that's such a terrible phrase. Excuse me, I should not have said full of yourself. Full of confidence is what I wanted to say. I missed a couple of words and it changed the context of my sentence. Sorry about that, Libra. Right. Pure nature, it's about recognizing that even though you come across as being full of confidence, even though you come across as being somebody who's in control and knows yourself, you're actually still so delicate. You are just as delicate as this flower. And, you're forever growing and forever changing and forever evolving. And this evolution, this change, this pure nature, phase of life that we all go through is something that you're clearly working through in the month of May. So let's have a look and see what the tarot wants to add to that, because the two together will give us a really good indication. Oh, look at that. Wow. This is going to be a powerful, powerful reading. I can see that already. We've got the King of Pentacles. There he stands. He's got one foot on each antler, and he's standing there so confidently. He's got his hands in his pocket, he's got his top hat on, and he knows nobody is going to knock him off his pedestal. Okay, so we've got strength, we've got courage, we've got conviction, we've got stamina. In these two cards, it's all of those strong, strong, strong words. And then we get this one, which talks about vulnerability, which talks about soft cycles and being kind to yourself, being gentle with yourself, delicacy, all of that. So it's actually quite interesting. The way that I'm interpreting the pure nature and the King of Pentacles as the theme for the month, this is who you portray yourself to be on the outside, this strong, brave, courageous, powerful individual. But the truth of the matter is, it's about finding the balance between your vulnerabilities and your strength. So because they are complete opposites, we've got feminine energies, we've got masculine energies, we've got nourishing, nurturing gentleness, we've got power, strength, and courage. So we definitely have some really, really not conflicting, but just opposite energies. As a theme for the month ahead, I think it's going to be very, very interesting. So we're going to see what the rest of the cards have to say. All right, so Libra, we're now going to move into our next card, and this is the card of something that you will accomplish during the month of May. So what are you going to accomplish this month? Let's turn it over and have a look. And we have got the Judgment card. The Judgment card is responding to the call. Okay, that's what the Judgment card is like. You can see she's blowing this trumpet. In South Africa, we call it a vuvuzela, and it's a trumpet that makes a really loud sound that we use to celebrate, to just, scream on the top of our lungs that we've succeeded, we've achieved, we've accomplished. The Judgment card, though, is about the call to action. So recognizing that you're going to hear the call, that you need to respond to the call. And it's how you choose to respond. Are you going to respond in a brave, courageous, confident way, or is it going to bring about your vulnerability, or are we going to find a blend somewhere in between? But something that you are going to accomplish this month is whatever it is that you set your heart to, whatever it is that you set your mind to, and you will be able to, at the end of the month, blow the vuvuzela of acknowledgement, celebration of your accomplishments and achievements. So I do think this is telling you that, yes, there may be a little bit of conflict within yourself around who you are, but you're coming into the month almost like you've got an action plan. You've got a to-do list. You know who, what, how, and etc. And this is confirmation from Spirit that you will accomplish whatever it is you set your mind to. So looking very powerful. I have to use that word, Libra. It certainly looks like May is an incredibly powerful month for you. The next card that we're going to have a look at here, Libra, is what you need to avoid in the month of May. So this is what you're going to accomplish. This is our theme. This is how you enter. We're now going to look at what should you avoid during the month of May. And you need to, I have to giggle because we've got all these kind of conflicts coming through. So this is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is the conflict. It's the conflict, but it's the conflict. People acknowledging your success and your victory. Okay? It's 5 people coming up to celebrate your success and your victory. And this is something you need before it's bringing you to. It's quite interesting. It's bringing you to a fact of, yes, we need to do things, and yes, we need to achieve things, but it's telling you to avoid the ego associated with it. You don't need other people to validate your achievements and your accomplishments. So do things because you want to. Do things because you need to. Do things because it's, the plan that you had for the month of May. But we want to avoid almost the public accolade. Okay? We want to make sure that we're not doing things for that reason, but we're doing things because it feels right in our hearts and in our souls, and not because of the public acknowledgement or the public display or the public recognition. Okay, so we need to avoid that, because I think if we do, we're going to be exposing our vulnerability. We're going to be exposing our delicacy, because everybody thinks this is who you are. Everybody thinks you're so strong, brave, and capable. And if you suddenly have this public display of success, you're going to be exposing your vulnerable side. And that's when you will be weak. And we want to be weak. We don't, Libra. Let's have a look. We're coming down here. So that's what we need to avoid. But we're coming down here now for something that we need to embrace in the month of May. So what do you need to embrace this month? You need to embrace, I love this. You need to embrace, we've got the 4 of Wands, and 4 of Wands is the card of commitment. It's the card of longevity, commitment and longevity. And this is Spirit saying you need to embrace that. Embrace your commitments, embrace the things that you are committed to. And it's almost like we don't want to start anything new, because we're working on all the things that we've already committed to and the things that are already in motion. And it's about making those commitments and embracing those commitments without putting ourselves in any kind of risk. And that's, I think, what that card was saying, is like about, let's not do things for public or accolade, but let's rather do things because it feels right to us. So embrace commitment, embrace long-term projects, and doing things for the right reasons and not for the wrong reasons. Next we have, and this one's an interesting one. So Libra, this is the card of a challenge or an obstacle that you may need to overcome during the month of May. So a challenge or an obstacle that may be a problem for you. And we have the Emperor. And you know what? The Emperor, it's quite interesting how it speaks to that card over there, because the Emperor does things for himself, by himself. He doesn't always think about other people's feelings and other people's reactions, other people's emotions. The Emperor and our King of Pentacles, they could be neighbors, they could be besties, all right? Because they are very strong and very capable, very confident. They know what they want, they know how they want it, they know when they want it, and they just expect people to fall in line and to give them what they want. We need to make sure, now remember, this is a challenge or an obstacle that you may need to overcome. So again, it's about telling you to keep your plans to yourself. All right, keep your strategies to yourself, keep your needs, wants, and desires to yourself, because we don't want to reveal any kind of vulnerability that we may have. So the challenge for you that you may need to overcome is your confidence. And again, I have to bring the avoided card into it as well, because this avoid card is saying we need to avoid doing things just for public recognition. And when I use the word public, I mean anybody in your life. So if you do succeed at something, if you do have a good accomplishment or whatever, like, tell people that are close to you, tell people in your family, tell people who would be generally happy for you. Don't tell people who mean nothing to you, because they are going to take advantage of your vulnerability, and we don't want that. So an obstacle is about keeping your successes and keeping your plans and keeping your strategies to yourself. That is going to be an obstacle or a challenge that you need to overcome during the month. Support that's available to you, assistance and support that is available to you. Let's have a look and see what we have there. We've got the Queen of Cups. I love that. She is so nurturing. She cares for everybody. So even though you need to be a little bit more assertive, okay, you need to know that there is so much support available to you. And I'm going to call this true support, honest support, real support, and not support that is surface level or support that is, actually quite shallow. This is actually like real support that's available to you. So if you need assistance in anything, if you need help
or guidance with anything, there are definitely people that you can trust. There are definitely people you can rely on. It's just a case of finding them and finding the difference between that and that. And honestly, I think, Libra, this is where you have to trust your intuition, because you are both of these people now in the month of May. You are vulnerable and delicate as well as strong and capable. Of course, you're coming into the month feeling so super confident. There is much that we want to do. We want to celebrate. We want to acknowledge. I mean, who doesn't? But you need to recognize that not everybody has your best interests at heart. And the support that's available to you is that they are. Don't paint everybody with the same brush, because there are people who do truly, truly love you, who appreciate you, who do want to support you, who do want to help you. Okay. Next, we have the action. So the actual thing that you need to get involved in, the actual thing that you need to do, an action that you need to carry out during the month of May. And your action is to hold on to hope and belief. Believe in miracles, believe in truth, believe in fairy tales, believe in vulnerability, believe that being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness. The Star card is the card of renewal, it's the card of hope, but it's also the card of, fantasies coming to life. And I think the Star card here for you, as far as action goes, is any dreams that you have, any goals that you have, any ambitions that you have, let's execute, let's work on them, let's drive them into action. Let's not feel like we need to hold back on anything. So your action is to follow your dreams. I'm just going to leave it at that. Follow your dreams, Libra. Follow your dreams, finding the balance between your vulnerabilities and your structure and your control. And finally, final piece of advice from Spirit. Anything else that Spirit feel you need to know, anything else that Spirit feels is important for you, and we have the 9 of Swords. It's quite interesting because you look at it, she looks, she's naked, she's sitting in bed, she's got a bit of naked covering her here, but she's actually quite exposed and she's actually quite vulnerable. And all over her, we have these eyes and she feels like everybody's watching her, all these eyes are on her, okay? And if you think about, if you're in your most vulnerable moment, if you're feeling the most vulnerable you've ever felt, it feels like everybody's looking at you. It feels like everybody's watching you every move, judging you. There's the Judgment card coming through, judging you, criticizing you, looking at you. But actually, the advice that Spirit have for you is don't let everybody else's prying eyes influence your behavior or your actions, because these prying eyes, all these people you feel are watching you and judging you, they mean nothing to you. So pay them no attention. That is the message that's coming through. Pay them no attention. Focus on achieving your dreams, achieving your goals. Focus on your own personal success. You start the month off strong. Let's end the month strong. Let's not end the month off feeling vulnerable. You are vulnerable. Of course you are. You're human. You've got needs, wants, and desires. You've got fears and insecurities, just like everybody else. You don't always have to be this person, okay? We need to commit. We need to work on our things. We need to achieve things, but we want to stay out of the public light. I honestly think that's the way that I'm going to interpret these 2 cards, is about avoiding the public eye. Stay away from people. Stay away. Don't let people see what you're doing. Keep your secrets to yourself. Keep your secrets close to yourself and don't share with anybody. And if you can do that, Libra, I think you're going to have amazing success, amazing happiness, and just recognizing that your vulnerabilities are not a weakness, but actually a strength. Wow. Looks like you're in for an awesome month, as long as you stay out of the public light and don't let anybody spoil your thunder. Don't let anybody, what's that, rain on your parade. No raining on your parade. Libra, I'll wish you a month of success and happiness and abundance above all else. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.